Okay, I think we're ready. I think we're
Oh,
good.
excellent. Wonderful. Well, hi, Tiffany. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Romarilyn Ralston.
Thank you
And
for having me.
yes, thank you for being a part of this project, Humanity Behind Bars or Oral History Project. It's a mouthful for me.
Yes.
So I'll say it again. Thank you for being a part of Humanities Behind Bars Oral Histories Project. So excited to be talking with you today.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Yay. So, if you don't mind, let's just kind of start from the beginning.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about little Tiffany. How'd you grew up, and what was your early life like?
Well, I was actually born in Detroit, Michigan, and
The Motor City.
yes, and we moved. My mother remarried, and we moved to California. Um, and actually, we stayed in Berkeley. My stepfather was docked out of San Francisco, and we lived out there in Richmond, I should say, because that's where I pretty much grew up in Richmond, California, in the Bay Area until I was a grown woman. So Tiffany grew up in Richmond in a hood, and I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness child, and pretty confined um, as a child already. To be honest with you, um, I couldn't do much. I couldn't have a TV in my room. I couldn't listen to a radio because songs, we were strict on those songs, and
But you
every
did attend school.
I did attend school. I did
And
attend school.
how was your early years of elementary school, junior high, high school, and tell me a little bit about that.
Uh, it it was pretty rough. I kind of started off angry, I would say, in school. Um, I was already mad because I was out in California without my family. So I had to make a family with the, people that I began to meet, and I started fighting and kind of getting into trouble for no reason. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. And I
So it was
started
a way for
doing,
you to process some of your pain and anger.
yeah, I
So
didn't know
it
what to
was
do with
an
it.
outlet. That was a
I didn't know
cope.
what to do with it. And
So
I would be honest, the school system that the school that I went to at the time, they had elementary, they had a lot of programs for us. Like I remember having clay and theater, and they had things at one point where we could really be involved and kind of find out what you like to do, just as a child, and maybe it'll lead to something, in the future. That's the hopes, but sometimes you hang with the wrong crowd, and it may not even be the wrong crowd. I don't even want to say that, it's about what you and whoever you choose to be around choose to do, and what you consider fun, as a child. It's what I consider fun, and why am I considering uh things that can get me in trouble or that are bad fun? Why do I consider this fun? And for me it was just something to do, because kind of always looking for a place. Like I said, I came out here, I was a kid, and I didn't have my family anymore. I didn't
how
have
old were
my
you?
I was 7.
You were a
But
kid.
yeah, I was a kid. I didn't have my cousin that I grew up and lived in the same home with. We were like sisters. I didn't have that anymore. I didn't have the hangouts at grandma's house where all the cousins meet up and we're at grandma's. She's cooking, and that
Mm,
was no longer. So it was kind of maybe an attention. Maybe I wanted some attention, or
maybe. or just
you
the
know?
trauma of the move and the relocation and the adjustment
Yeah.
and just new people and surroundings.
Mhm.
You have to process it. You have
Yeah.
to give yourself some time
Mhm.
and look at you now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So,
during that time when you were, struggling and adjusting and trying to figure things out, was there a teacher or a school official that
mhm.
you connected with on any levels?
There are a couple. I remember my third grade teacher, Miss Lockhart, and I remember her because her appearance, her whole kindness and softness, it reminded me of my grandmother. So I will never forget her name. Miss Lockhart. I didn't know her first name, but it was my third grade teacher, and I will never forget her. And she just kind of made me feel like the grandma thing. And I remember for years I would meet people and try to replace someone that I knew in life or that was I was close to, and I would meet people and they would remind me some way of this person, so I would feel like I'm supposed to be around this person, and sometimes I wasn't supposed to be around that person. I remember those things, and attaching myself to people because of the resemblance that they gave me of someone from my childhood or something. But I never really took to anyone as a child.
Hmm.
I think I was always fighting for my mom's attention,
Hmm.
so I can't give you an adult or someone that inspired me as a child, like when I was younger. I just remember trying to, make my mom happy, do the right thing. I
So
do remember.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's what I remember. I can't think of honestly, and I know that probably sounds like crazy, but it's my mom. I just kind of wanted to make sure she was happy with what I was doing.
Well, most children want to please their parents, and we grow up, with the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, looking back and reflecting and, thinking, oh, I should have been kinder or should have did this more, did that better. Those are just, you know, as we mature and realize that life is a struggle for a lot of people,
Yeah.
we wish we would have done things different.
Right.
But thinking back on your childhood and experiences with, your elementary school and your teacher that you're so fond of,
Mhm.
thinking back, did you like school? Did you not like school? And
Yeah, I loved school because we were Jehovah Witnesses, so school was like the getaway. I could be Tiffany real quick, and
the getaway from what?
from just being locked up and not really doing anything, not really, not that. I don't want to say that. I want to say that it was the routine of you knew you were going to church, or well, we called it meetings, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, or Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Um, the constantly wearing dresses all the time to dress up and go to this. And it wasn't the religion that was bad because I learned a lot, you know, about God, so it wasn't the religion, it was the constant same old routine. And then because I'm going to school, I'm seeing these other kids do different things. So the curiosity of wanting to what if I can do that? Well, why can't I do that? Well, they're fine, and their parents are okay with it, and so and the curiosity of just wanting to do what I'm seeing everyone else do. It just, why am I stuck over here doing this? I didn't have understanding to that. There was no understanding to that. And the curiosity is a crazy thing because you can wind up in a lot of things, in a situations because you're curious. And yeah, the curiosity is what
Hmm.
is a big part.
So school provided you with a different environment than your home life.
Very much.
So school became fun, I'm assuming, or is that what you're
School
saying?
was fun. School was, I like learning. So that never was a big thing. I enjoy learning new things and finding out that, oh, I didn't know that. That I like those things. I like that feeling. So school was fun for me. School was a way to socialize with other people who might like things you like, who school was a getaway. It was a way of getting to know me.
Hmm. That's what it's all about.
That's what it was.
That's the
That's what it is.
power of education. And that's the transformative power of education. Not only you get to learn about all of these subjects and disciplines and fields of study, but you also get to learn about you, your positionality to the world, how you fit in it, you get to understand some of your lived experiences through that learning. It's very powerful.
Yes.
Cool. Wonderful.
You forget though. For me, I forgot.
Mm.
I was out for so long. I had took a break for so long
How
that
long was that break?
well, when I graduated from high school, because I did graduate, I did get a diploma. I had my first child at my graduation. So my
So, if you
graduation
don't
was,
mind me asking, how old were you when you graduated?
I was 18. I was 16 when I had my first child. So through those challenges, I still chose to get a diploma. Um, when I was 16 and 15 when I got pregnant, 16 when I had my child, at that time, in 1995, 98, I mean 96, if you were pregnant and having a kid and you were in school, you were going nowhere. I mean, there were commercials with girls look just like me, my age, sitting at the bench with the babies, and I mean, they were just saying, if you have this is your life. If you choose to have the baby, if you choose to make this mistake,
Mm.
is what I was told. This is this is what your life's gonna be. And I refuse to be that stereotype. I refuse to let that
That
label sit on
narrative
me.
guide your
Yes,
life.
I chose. I said no way. I fought to get my high school diploma, um, and it was the best thing I did. And I was motivated. It's an exciting moment to get your diploma, right? And then you want to go on. So I decided, oh, I'm gonna go to nursing school. It's only a 9-month program. I could do it real quick, 9, 10 months. I'll have a job, and there were other girls doing it. So I tried, and I outside influences, things I had going on, and it didn't work, and I dropped. So I say I was 19, and I stopped school, and I didn't go back for another 15 years.
What happened in between those years when you dropped out of nursing school
Uh,
and decided to return to?
it was a mess. I mean, because now I'm grown, I have a child. By 21, I was pregnant and having another one. By 22, I was on my third. So life started moving really fast, and I had to grow up really quick. So school kind of like it wasn't even an option. It was you got to go get money. You need a job. Um, Lifestyle choices to make money, and you know and Yeah, life hit me.
When you say lifestyle choices to make money, did those
Yes,
choices result in something happening to you?
yes. As an adult, I
I
mean,
can
we
just
all
I can
we
just ask you the question about
oh
your incarceration experience.
okay. As an adult is when I actually
Uh-uh.
caught a
You
one
want to take a
second.
minute?
Yeah, 1 second.
Well, Tiffany, tell me a little bit about your incarceration experience and, any
Um,
details you want to share about that.
so my incarceration experience started in my adulthood. Um, choosing the wrong lifestyle and people to hang around. Um, I had my times where I had involved myself in drugs, and that kind of uh, that put a real dent in my life because I was no longer searching to be Tiffany. I had no clue where I was going at that time, and it was just like a roller coaster. Um, Once I did decide to change my life and not use drugs, I tried AA programs. I tried uh, NAs, and I tried all kind of things, outpatient programs. Um, I kind of turned to God, and I think that was the only time that I actually was able to realize how precious my life was and is, and to not do those things to damage myself or my children. Um, I had to realize how many people I affected with that disease.
And
Um,
how long were you incarcerated?
the first time I went to jail was for a weekend, and it was for fighting, just out of control, um, not caring about really what happens, So it was for fighting. The second time I went to jail was for drugs, and it was for 25 days. That was a long time for me. I was pregnant and I was in jail for using drugs. This doesn't look good, you know. The last time that I visited jail, I went to prison. The other times were county time, and this time I went to prison because I wasn't using drugs. I had finally came and down that road and was beginning to recover, and I was addicted to another drug, and I would say it was money because I guess when you get into a certain lifestyle, you get used to seeing uh, money kind of come and go how you want it to. So I decided to get involved with transporting drugs into the prison and getting paid. So I was taking drugs into the prison and getting money sent to different cards, and I felt I was living it up. I wasn't using drugs, but I always was trying to make some money,
I
and
understand where I
in
understand what
that
you're
way, in
saying.
that way, always I didn't have a job. I couldn't find a job. Um, that had that's always been a struggle for some of us. Since I've moved to Bakersfield, I've always struggled with a job. When I
Mhm.
lived in the Bay Area, I didn't have that problem. I'll be honest. Acquiring a job was very easy. Um, Bakersfield gave me more of a challenge.
Mhm. So tell me
Um,
a little bit about your incarceration. What did you do in prison? Were
uh,
you involved in education programs,
I
vocational
tried.
programs?
Um, it's funny because I felt like obstacle that was set in front of me to stop me from doing something positive. It felt like I was being attacked during that time, and I needed to. I was being attacked, but not really realizing it. I was still ready to, I need to get out, so I got to get out and take care of my kids. I need to get some money. Now I'm a month late behind on rent. I got to make some. It wasn't a changed attitude going in at first. Um, it wasn't even a serious matter until they mentioned prison,
And
and
how long was your sentence?
they my charges held 9 years.
How long were you incarcerated in prison?
I did 11 months. I only
And
I
what did
did
you
11
do within those 11 months?
um I tried to enroll in school, but they wouldn't allow me to because of my time. They
Mm.
said I didn't have enough time.
Hmm.
So I couldn't get to school, but I did try. And then they also had a trouble getting my transcripts at that
Mm.
time. So they were like, "You're not gonna have enough time. You need to find something else to do." So they gave me a job, and I
Mm.
worked in the kitchen. Um, but still, I wasn't. You're in prison, so I was bored, and I needed to do something to pass this time. So I did classes like an etiquette class course. Did an
So
etiquette course.
some self-help type of classes,
Those were the classes, yeah, that I could actually do. I did some child courses.
some parenting
Um,
classes and
yes,
child development
child
classes.
development. That's exactly what I did. Child development. Um, I walked. I exercised.
And what prison were you in?
I started off in Hanford's no prison. I was in Chowchilla,
Hmm,
and
okay.
from Chowchilla, I went to Folsom. We opened up.
Folsom Women's Prison.
Yes, yes, and yeah, that was yeah, it was an
A long time
experience. Yeah, and when I never really think about it, so I'm kind of baffled a little because when I do think about it, just when I'm thinking of it now, is um, there was some really wonderful women in there, talented,
ago.
smart. A lot of them were older than me, at the time, and they were like, motherly to me in a way. And I think that's something that I've always dealt with in life or looked for, is that mother or sister type love. And in there, you actually, I mean, you get you make bonds
Mhm.
with these women. And, I remember one lady told me, she was an older lady and her bunk was across from mine. And she told me, don't get comfortable with these women. Now, you can like them and you could be cool with them all you want. She said, when you leave up out of here, don't think about none. She said, don't think about me. She said, you leave up out of here, you don't think about none of this. That way you don't come back here. It was my first run and term or what they call it. And I didn't really know much, and I was mean. I was mean. I've had problems with being angry, always being put in situations and not taking up ownership for those things. So I'm angry. I was mean. I was a mean person in there, and I felt like I had to be. I didn't. I don't think I'm a mean person, but
Would would you
because
say would you say in reflecting on those times that you were a mean person, or would you say now reflecting on those times that
I was a
you had a
survivor.
lot of pent up anger that you didn't understand? And
That's
you,
always what it's coming down to.
yeah, because
Not
language,
understanding what's going on. And
right, language is so important, and what we call ourselves, how we describe ourselves,
right.
is really important because we internalize that language.
Yeah.
And it takes us to places in our life because we've internalized certain language and certain labels that,
Yes.
may be good for us or may be bad for us. So thank you for sharing all of that about your incarceration experience. I really appreciate it. Um, the Humanity Behind Bars Oral History Project is, really centered in education. And you shared a lot about, your early, education, your early childhood education, some problems and challenges with that. So also some loves and likes about that and fond memories. So after your incarceration,
Mhm.
since you weren't able to access higher ed inside,
Mhm.
what what got you on the path to higher ed?
Okay, so this is the start. When I got out, because I did get some information in there and they told me you can go to school. So I was told in there, you could go to school, you just can't do it here. You don't have enough time here. You don't even want to have to do it here, but you can go. I guess they ended up getting my transcript. So they were like, you can get in school. You have everything you can get in school. They told me that, and I got out, and of course I'm looking for a job again because I have children to take care of, and so I'm looking for a job, but at the same time, I start looking into the community college. So I went up to the community college, and I'm like, I'm trying to get in school. What do I need to do? And I'm talking to the front desk person at admissions, and they're like, oh, you got to go online. You got to go online and do the however she told me, and I'm like, I really don't know how to do this, and she was like, oh, it'll be easy, it'll walk you through, the whole, just follow the directions, follow the instructions, it'll walk you through. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So I went home and got online, and I didn't know what to do, and the website was not familiar. Okay. I hadn't been sitting down. I've been trying. I've sat down to look for a job, but I hadn't gotten that far where I'm filling out an application seriously online like that. I was actually used to going in, and I struggled with that too because everything was online. Fill out the application online. So I was struggling, and I gave it up. I was like, I'm just work, it's just work. I kind of gave it up, and my pastor, Dr. Dotson, Pastor Michael Dotson, he I was a handful. I know I was back then too. And he says, I was going to church though. That's one thing I was doing. I was going to church. I knew I needed God to do whatever I was gonna do. And Pastor Dawson said, you want to go to school? And I was like, yeah, I want to go to school, but they're not finna let me in no school. I've been trying to go to school. And left it alone, didn't say nothing else. And he asked me again, you want to go to school? I thought you said you want to go to school. And he was asking me like every time I seen him. And so one day I was like, yeah, I do really want to go. And he gave me an appointment to come up to the school. And I went
So
up.
to be clear, tell me a little bit more. So it sounds like you
Okay, so I tried applying for community college. I couldn't get into the community college. I didn't have the guidance or knowledge of the computers and how to use any of the new technology. So I kind of left it alone. I went on with my life and looked for a job, got a job, worked at whatever job I could at the time. And my pastor, Pastor Mike Dotson, asked me several times, did I want to go to school? He asked me, do you want to go to school? And finally, one day we set up an appointment and an interview type, an appointment to get enrolled in school. And I honestly, I kind of, I wanted this, this was something I wanted, but I was kind of like, yeah, right. Is I because it was a university. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know too. So my pastor Michael Dotson invited me to have an interview on campus at the CSUB University,
And what
and
CSUB?
he works in the department,
What
Project
what
Re-
what does CSUB mean?
oh, Cal State Bakersfield.
Cal State
You
Bakersfield. So that's
Yes,
California State University,
University
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield. Um, that was pretty exciting to be invited on campus to do this. So my pastor Dotson invited me to California State University of Bakersfield on campus for an interview to possibly see if I can enroll into school at the university. So he works within the Department of Project Rebound, which is to help formerly incarcerated individuals like myself. And he had already had a plan, and I just went in. I went into the building, and I get on campus, and I'm looking around, and I mean, I kind of thought, nah, they're not gonna let me in. Honestly, that was my first thought. I'm here. I'm gonna try it, but this is a university. I went to the community college, and they couldn't even help me. And this university is not gonna let me in. And next thing I knew, I was getting a letter in the mail saying congratulations, and you've been accepted. And I called, Michael Dotson at the school. I'm calling the school, and I'm I got a letter, and I'm in the school, and he's excited. I'm excited, and that was it. That was the journey, the start, and I'm here now
So you're currently a student where?
at California State University of Bakersfield.
And what's your major?
I'm a communications major with the emphasis on digital media.
Congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing.
Yes.
And how do
And
you feel being on campus? What is it like as a formerly incarcerated person to be part of the largest public university system in this country, the
yeah,
California State University,
yeah.
and you're in Bakersfield? What's that like for you?
Um, it's everything. It's I'm a part of a community of people reaching their goals or going for their goals and reaching them, and another community that's all in one, helping other people come in and achieve those same goals. And it's wonderful. I feel like a regular individual in society, doing my proper duty to make things, okay in the world. And it
So, do
feels
you,
good.
wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. So, do you feel like the support that uh, Michael Dotson, Mr. Dotson gave you is important, and the support of Project Rebound is important? I mean, tell me a little bit about how you feel about what you received at the CSU within Project Rebound compared to what you didn't get at the community college.
I feel it is very important. If Michael Dotson would not have invited me to come on to California State University's campus to see uh, individuals like myself pursuing, their dreams. And if I didn't have that support on the process,
Mm.
of the application process, understanding financial aid, there's so many things that come along with, getting into school that, you just need that little help and guidance so that you understand what you're signing, what you're filling out, how this is going to help you to get to the next step. It is very important. I received that when I went to Cal State
And
Bakersfield.
you and where did you receive all of this support in navigating the campus, navigating these systems, understanding what's needed to be what you need to understand to be a student.
Yes.
So was there advising? Was there
Yes.
orientation?
Yes, there was first time freshman orientation, and where you go in and you actually get a tour by a student at Cal State who is probably working for the school, and they're actually touring you around, showing you the different buildings. This is arts and humanities. This is the library. You get a feel of how your everyday life is about to be. You're going to be walking through these halls. You go meet an advisor. An advisor is there to help you and motivate you with those classes that you may think, oh, I can't take this class, or I don't think I need this class. But guess what? You need this class. That advising is there. And without Project Rebound helping me, the advisors, admissions and records, financial aid, you need to talk to them because there's so much more to the financial aid building than just financial aid. You have to understand that there are scholarships out there. There are research scholarships. I mean, the the platform is open, it's broad. And that's what college has done for me.
And so
It
you
has,
feel that it's
yes,
important to have programs on college campuses that support formerly incarcerated students and help
yes,
them to integrate and reintegrate into the campus community.
definitely. You, for me, going in knowing that you have a felony or whatever criminal history you might have, can sometimes make you skeptical of about going for what you can really be great at. You're like, oh, I can't do that because I have this. And so now you don't even want to talk about it because you don't want to have to tell them why you feel this way. There's so much that comes with that. And with programs like Project Rebound, you're able to understand that that does not matter when you're here.
Mm.
And it shouldn't matter wherever you go, but just to let you know that right here right now it does not matter. And you're going to go after your dreams. We're not going to let anything from your past destroy that, especially if you're here now. And that's what Project Rebound helped me understand, that there are people always make mistakes. People
Mhm.
always make bad choices. It's how you come out of that. It's what you do after that,
Mhm.
that makes it really a bad thing or a good thing. That's what I've learned. That's what I'm learning. And because we've all done something wrong. I just got caught. So, and I have to pay for that crime that I did. And that is the outcome. That's another thing that school, it gives you, it makes you think, beforehand.
Those critical thinking
Those
skills.
critical thinking skills, it helps you to think beforehand. Think before. There is a consequence, there is a end, there's something that can happen if you do this. And I think science classes, now that I'm thinking about it, science classes really help you with that, you
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
because there's always an outcome, and you're never going to know what the outcome is, but you know what decision you should probably make. And going to college and even having to pick classes will make you think before you pick that class. You're going to research that class. You're going to look into it. It just matures you, and it's a great experience.
Oh, tell me, how was your first day on campus?
Okay.
Your
So
first day on campus
my
as a student going to class.
I was like a kid on the first day of school, in elementary. I had my outfit picked out, my shoes. I know how I'm wearing my hair, and I was seriously like a kid on the first day of school, and I had my backpack. And I when I got onto CSUB, Cal State's campus, it was I felt like I was. This is where I'm supposed to be.
Mm.
This is what I'm supposed to do. I was supposed to been started this, but it's okay because I'm starting now. And I was excited. And even when I remember I had a mathematics course, and it was so challenging, and it was in front of a computer, and I thought, what am I doing here? You know, I did for a moment. I did. I sat in front of that computer. What am I doing here? And the student next to me, fresh out of high school, fresh out of high school. Oh, it's easy. I'll show you. And so I'm like, okay, you just how do I get here? Oh, you navigate like this, and she was able to show me, and I got her number, her email. It was the first time I actually asked someone for their email. I'll be honest with you. I had never emails. What did I need an email for? You know, honest. I said, well, do you have your school email? That's how I asked her. Do you have your school email? And she's like, yeah, yeah. And I said, can I email you? She said, yeah, you can email me. It's the first time I asked for an email, so um, it was a good experience. And yeah, it was some doubting there because you're nervous. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I'm still here. I'm uh, I'm achieving goals that I never thought I could do. So it's
And
well
how
worth it.
long ago was this? Where are you now in your journey?
I am a junior. Once this semester is over, I will be a senior. And that was in 2017
So you were a first time freshman at
yes.
UCSB, and now you are a
At
junior
CSUB.
at CSUB, getting ready to
And
be
now
a
I'm,
ooh wee. That's
yes. And
amazing.
that's another thing. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went in communications. I still was communications, but my emphasis was public relations.
Mhm.
So I actually switched to digital media, in the mid year and a half.
And what do you want
So
to do with communications degree in digital media?
with my communications digital media degree, I would like to pursue freelancing with creating different, I want to say, pamphlets or images or something big, maybe. Who knows? I just kind of I want to play with art and see if I can be expressive and maybe utilize it with helping other people be expressive. So if
Nice.
I can create a portfolio and possibly do some artwork.
Wonderful. Have you created any?
Yeah, I have my own creations that I'm actually putting my portfolio together so that I can be ready for a senior sim.
Mm,
So I do have some work,
okay.
self work. Yes,
So sounds like a lot of great things have happened in your life since you've become a student at CSUB and a part
yes,
of Project Rebound.
yes,
You know, sometimes it's all good, which is
yes,
great.
yes.
Have you encountered any resistance or any pushback as a formerly incarcerated student on that campus?
No, um, I have not actually. The only pushback that I might have encountered would be the ones that I brung upon myself, um, not directly from the school or Project Rebound. Everything has been smooth. I mean, I've had two babies throughout my college career. So, like I said, any pushback would be on myself.
Mhm, mhm. Well, tell me a little bit about Project Rebound and how it might feel being in a community with other students who are formerly incarcerated like you. What is that support like? What does it, what is the
Um,
community like?
I guess you can say when we have different meetings or when we're associating together in the office. Well, with the students that participate with Project Rebound on campus, we are able to kind of understand certain problems that we the students might encounter during certain semesters where things might seem harder for us because students who are formerly incarcerated might still have probation officers or dealing with those type of situations. We're able to kind of talk to each other and relate about those things. So that makes it a little easier when Project Rebound students are able to get together and maybe just come together and kind of relax a little bit around each other.
Mhm. All right. So, how has the reentry population on or off your campus responded to having a Project Rebound program on campus? How's the campus community and the off-campus community responding to formerly incarcerated students being at Cal State Bakersfield?
Well, the on-campus population has given us a great welcome. They've given Project Rebound a great welcome. They most professors or different staff or faculty are excited to join in and participate with what Project Rebound has going on and offer their help or assistance. They're, the staff and faculty seems pretty excited. The off-campus community is surprised. Sometimes when you tell someone that is not familiar with Project Rebound about the opportunities that are being offered, they're surprised to hear this. I didn't even know it existed. So it's a surprise reaction. So it's good to put the word out that Project Rebound is there for the community.
That's great. That's good to hear. Having those supports really make a difference. Let's see. So much good stuff here. So just looking over your journey from, beginning to now,
Mhm.
what would you say is the value of education?
The value of education. I think the value of education is that there's always something new to learn. And just because of that is the whole reason to not stop learning, to continue in education in some form or fashion, because there's always something you don't know, even if you think you know everything.
And how has all of this knowledge benefited you and your family?
I am a better person.
Mm.
And if I am a better person, it means that I am raising better people to be a part of a community. So I think that's the main thing is I could be a terrible person right now, raising eight terrible people, but instead I have value for my education and my children's education, and I want more for them, which means I want more for the community that they're in.
That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So you said that Project Rebound and Michael Dotson, was there for you in the beginning, got you set up with classes, help you walk through the process, help you to navigate the campus, understand financial aid, all of these things that are wonderful. Did you have any challenges with being able to pay for your education?
In the beginning, I didn't quite qualify to get financial aid. Um, I had previously, like I mentioned, went to the nursing medical school, and because of that, I was in debt. Um, I had some loans out there that I was unaware of. So we went through a process which took about, I'd say, 6 to 9 months to get my loans pulled out of default.
Mm.
And in that process, the semester was starting, and I didn't have the money to pay for the semester. And Project Rebound somehow, some way, made a way on a
Mm.
on a promissory on a promissory that if I did get approved for the financial aid, I would return the money that was lent to me to start the semester. And yeah, I got approved for financial aid. I was able to start my semester, excuse me, at CSUB um, without any problem because of Project Rebound. And when I got approved for financial aid, I was so excited to go to the bank and get a cashier's check and run it up to the admissions financial aid office, waving it like, I'm paying y'all money back. And I did because I felt that was a moment that I could kind of pay forward in a way, and pass it on to someone else, I should say, to pay it forward. Because if I did not return that money, I think that would have been a bad move. Not just for me, but for the program itself, trying to assist others, with trust, and that's a big thing. So I felt that it was important that I immediately returned that. You know, I felt that that was very important because without that, I wouldn't have even started. And things change so quickly. Who knows what could have happened and stopped me from starting? And I needed that, and
Mm.
I thank them for that to this day.
It sounds like you have received a lot of support from Project Rebound, from the university itself, from just having a supportive community there for you in your transition and in your educational journey. So
Yes.
people have really sown into your life
Yes.
in spades. What are you bringing to the table, Tiffany?
I'm bringing me
Mm.
and all my skills and all my knowledge and my yearning to learn and grow. I'm bringing me, and I'm gonna be here until I can go no more. I do. In the beginning, I didn't want. After this, it was like, oh, I just want my degree and that's it. Now it's like, no, I think I'm gonna hit the master's program,
Mm.
and it's there. It's just, it's like I can't stop here. I can't. So it's like, okay, maybe I'll take a little bit of time, but I feel it deep down inside, like you're gonna start that master's program. You're gonna be ready. You better start preparing now. I feel it. So
And your role within Project Rebound, how are you giving back to that community?
I am a student assistant with Project Rebound. I work faithfully with them, with Project Rebound and the students. I work faithfully with them. I conduct a Wednesday session every Wednesday for an intake information session for students that are coming in, students that are interested, or individuals that just want to know about Project Rebound. So I do that every Wednesday. I reach out to students just to check on them. I know I'm a student, and that's what I am right now, but that's what I enjoy doing. So I reach out to them and I check on them and I ask them, hey, what's going on? And and just try to keep them close to the school and make sure that they're getting whatever they need. I keep in contact with tutors so that I can keep my grades up, my GPA up, and also so that I can pass on information to other students that might need help at CSUB. So
Nice.
I'm involved. I'm trying I am involved. I always say trying. I am involved, and I participate in DJJ with the juveniles. Yeah, I am keeping
So
myself
tell me
involved.
more about participating with DJJ, and
Yes,
is that the Division of Juvenile Justice? And
yes.
what are you doing with that?
DJJ is the Division of Juvenile Justice, and what we're doing with that right now is we're using our platform with Zoom as a way to connect with the
Who
juveniles.
are the we?
Project Rebound and other student workers are using a platform as a way to connect with these juveniles that are incarcerated and possibly soon to be released because of age or whatever the case may be. And the people that are participating in Project Rebound and other student work, faculty and things like that, we are talking to students, getting them involved, and getting them the information that they need to prepare to possibly come to college. And yeah, that's what we're doing.
Oh, that's fabulous. Paying it forward, giving it
Yes,
back. So this
yes.
DJJ mentoring program through Project Rebound, is it just at CSU Bakersfield, or is it part of the
It's part of a
consortium?
whole.
I understand
Yes,
Project
yes.
Rebound has 14 campus programs. How many of those programs are participating?
As far as I know right now, I know of three, which I think is Fresno and CSUB Bakersfield, and there's Los Angeles. They have all been partaking in that.
Wonderful.
Yes,
It sounds like a great opportunity to give back and to pay it forward and to interrupt the school to prison pipeline, to
yes,
intervene. That's to disrupt that horrible prison system that creates this revolving door. That sounds fantastic. So, my last question for you, Tiffany, and
yes.
take some time to think about this before
Okay,
you answer.
okay.
If you could travel back in time, what would you tell your younger self about education? Because remember, you told me that when you were in elementary school, you had some issues. So I'm just wanting you to take some time and think about all of that journey. What would you tell your younger self?
I I know I would tell my younger self to stay focused
Mhm.
and do not let anything distract me from the course of my education. And if nothing else, finish. If you do nothing else, finish. And I don't mean high school, because if I had finished what I started, I believe I would be way further than what I am now. So just finish. No matter what, just finish it. Finish.
All right. So it sounds like you're going to be a college graduate in a year or so.
Yes, I am.
Finishing.
I am going to finish.
All right. Well, it's been wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to stop recording now and then we can wrap up.
Okay.
All right. So let's see.